Hey everybody, it's Rory from A&S Gear, and we're looking at a Magpul product today. This is the Magpul M-LOK hand stop kit. So this is set up for Shroud or foregrip assemblies that are M-LOK compatible. Now the parts that they give you kind of like two sets or two different parts or configurations here. These three pieces right here, this will be the front of the hand stop, the back of the hand stop, and then the middle of the hand stop. These three individual pieces would be used for if you are mounting to machined metal or some sort of metal low profile foregrip or hand guard at the front. If you're mounting to a polymer version, they suggest you use this piece here. This would mount up to the polymer version, and then these go through it and mount to it. Now this piece is snappable, meaning you can break them right here. If you want to change the length or the positioning of them, you can break them off and use them in individual pieces. They give you two sets of screws, so a longer version of the screw if you're using it for the polymer handguard, or the short version if you're using it for the machined aluminum, which is what we're going to do right now. So we are not going to use the longer screws or this front foregrip. We're going to use these three pieces right here. Now, I have already gone through and set the height on the M-LOK nut here. If you have never used M-LOK before, there is a little bit of setup that is required so that you can get these cam nuts in the right position so that you can slide them in and then turn them and they will lock into place. Otherwise, you will just turn them and they'll continually spin around. So you have to get the height set where it'll go in and then rotate and lock. And I didn't want to just sit there and do that while you guys are staring at me, so I did it beforehand. It makes it a lot easier. Now this front shroud I'm using is right off the Tittman TMC Elite. It is M-LOK compatible or M-LOK ready, so we're going to use that one, and we're going to stick it right on the bottom. So for this hand stop, we have the front piece, which is the larger portion of the hand stop, the smaller piece, which is the rear section, and then this just basically, it just kind of offers some continuity to the grip, so there's not a gap or like a dip in it. We're going to put the first one on, or the front one on. The front one has two screws in it, so we're going to make sure that our screw or our cam nut is centered so that it can fit into the slot on here, like that. And then when I rotate this, I'll do it for you right here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. When I rotate this, it will turn and lock into place inside of that slot. The way that the nut is designed is it will rotate to this position and then it will rotate no further once it is actually inside the slot. Right now, it'll just spin around forever. But once I go and put it in there, it will rotate and then lock down so that it won't budge. We're going to put that in there. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to rotate. It snaps into place. Oops, my Allen key's falling out. Right there. I'm going to give it a little snug. Same for this one. I want to make sure that that can rotate. So I'm going to just back it up. It rotates into place and slide. And there we go. Locked in, not going anywhere. Can't slide forward, can't slide back, can't pop out. It is secure. I'm going to take my rear stop and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to line up my cam nut so that it can slot in. And then I'm going to make sure it clears, rotates in like that, and then give it a little snug down. Not going to go anywhere. Now this middle piece, you're going to drop it in right there. And it doesn't use any nuts. What it does is it uses this little insert piece, which goes up through there. And when I snap this insert piece in, it will flare these edges out and it will lock it into place. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that in first. I'm going to put this piece down and then I'm going to snap that right down there. And now I've got a nice even platform so that I can get my hand in there, and I've got that front stop, I've got the rear stop, and I can get my whole hand in between there. Now this setup is going to look very similar if we were going to the polymer version. It's just going to be on this plate. So the setup would be the same. You're just going through the plate and therefore would need the longer set of screws. But it's going to look the same once you're done. If you've got an M-LOK shroud and you don't want a really big like hand guard or anything up at the front, but you do want something that's going to offer you some control to the front of either your airsoft or paintball marker, pick one of these up. Magpul M-LOK hand stop kit. It's available through the website. Order yours now through ansgear.com.